All right. Okay. So, if you don't know, maybe you haven't had my class in a few years, maybe you've never had me before. Mr. Ward, we'll get to all the good stuff here in a second. Let me find consumer math here. Perfect. All right. So, you're in consumer math, correct? You're not in the wrong classroom. You don't need this.
Right.
Okay, cool. Mr. Ward, if you've never had me before, welcome. I do record class. You see it over there. The reason why I do that is so that you can watch that video if you're missing, and I do it all 180 days of the year. So let's say you were sick one day, I have the video of it all 40 minutes of class. It's not to watch you, it's to watch what we did that day, whatever board we're on. Okay? Okay, makes sense? All right, now, your textbook, which we will need, is right here. Okay? Small, it's thin, look at that. That is your textbook. Very nice. Way better than the 10 pounds of goodness that you had in geometry or whatever class you had before. Okay? You do need this every single day. There's no online version. Apologies. We just don't have one. So, you do need this every single day, and yes, you will get those tomorrow. So, now, if you don't know me, first time being in the room, I'm Mr. Ward. Ward, Coach Ward, you're not going to offend me. I'm a model teacher. Why I put that on there is that during the year, I'll just have an administrator walk in, sit down, or a teacher walk in, sit down. If they're not watching you, they're actually watching me, and I probably invited them that day. They want to watch the lesson that's going on. So maybe they think it's cool. So that's a part of that position I took here at the school. So don't be thrown off if people just walk in here and sit and start watching. I know some people are like really weirded out by that, but it could be any teacher, any administrator, because they're here to watch what we're doing that day. Okay, so assistant girls basketball, so that's still a position I have here, and I'm a student council leader. So if you want to go for student council, do elections at the end of the year. I know some of you are student council members, so. But yep, so those are the positions. Now a little bit about myself, if you don't know. I graduated from Ventura, just down the road, back in 2001. Yeah, I'm old, you can do the math. I graduated from Iowa State right after that, 4.5 years at Iowa State, with a bachelor's in mathematics and psychology degree. So, and then I'm coaching certified coach, almost every single sport except for soccer, and I love soccer, don't get me wrong, I love soccer. Just never coached it, and I never coached wrestling. I don't know nothing about wrestling. I'm sorry, I don't. We didn't have it at Ventura, so I don't know anything about wrestling. But there you go. A little bit about myself. Some people like to know that type of stuff. But class materials. These are the non-negotiables. When you walk in this room, this is what you need every single day. You need a pencil, obviously, or a pen. I know it says not pen, but something that you can erase, because I know some pens are erasable. Not crayon. Don't come with marker, color pencil. Not 4-year-olds. We're going to write with pencils and pens, right? We need a textbook. This thing with a book cover. It's not an option. Be like, I didn't bring it. I left it at home. You need this. We are doing math. You need a book to go out of, right? Notebook, paper. You do need paper in this room. You need paper. We go through a lot. You guys had me in geometry or whatever class. We go through a lot of paper. We do a lot of homework. This class is different though. I do different things in here. Sometimes we're just doing research online about the topic, and we're going to go off of that topic. Because what I want to make this class about is not so much X's and O's. Sometimes that's important for math, but more practical application stuff. Like stuff you can learn, you can use. Something that maybe you didn't know, but you wanted to learn it. Like the finances to buy a car, or student loan stuff, or taxes. Something that's practical that you kind of need. Yeah, real life stuff. I know there's going to be projects in here that we'll talk about that use a little bit of geometry, where we have to talk about, like what would it cost to put carpet in your apartment or house, or things that you might need to do at some point in your life. So that's what I try to make this classroom. I know people get sick of math. I understand that. Like it's the same boring stuff every day. We do problems, and this is a little bit different. There's a lot of topics we talk about. I try to keep it a little more engaging. There's some days that I'm going to have you research just something personally. Like you want to buy a car, you get to go pick that car that day, and I want the price and I want all the information about it, because we're going to talk about how that affects budgeting. And how that affects the loan you're going to take out, or if you're going to take out a loan, or something. So that's the type of stuff. I'm going to try to bring in guest speakers this year that can talk about, finances. So I'm going to try to bring in somebody from a bank to talk about like a loan, a home loan, mortgage. I'll try to bring in somebody from the car industry to talk about, loans and things about cars. I'm going to try to bring in somebody about taxes and stuff that can talk about like what is taxes and how do you have to deal with that. Something that's practical. Something that you can actually use, not just weird stuff that you always get in geometry sometimes. Okay? Calculators, you do need one. Duh, it's math. We're going to do something with a calculator, unless you're a human calculator. Good for you, but you need a calculator. Okay? And you need that, sorry, I put on MacBook. You need a Chromebook. The reason why we do this research, we will look up stuff. Now, I know there's going to be days that is boring here. I understand. There's days that there are boring stuff. Like, first day, we have to just get some stuff out of the way, talk about it. But there's going to be some days that we have to go online and look up stuff, because we don't have the option of going somewhere for that. So these are the non-negotiables. If you're that person that walks here with nothing, now I know it's the first day, but tomorrow, let's say you walk in here with nothing, you're not going to be in this room. I'm going to send you to the office, you can explain to them why you come in here with nothing. So you need these. These are non-negotiables. I think it's pretty understandable. It's reasonable. This is what you need every single day. Now the paper. This doesn't count as paper. This is something you put on the top of your pillow to remember something in the morning, right? It's not paper you can put notes in. So bring a notebook, something dedicated. Okay, textbook. You saw it in front of you. It's very thin, very light. It is kind of expensive. It's kind of pricey. I'm not joking. That is the price of Amazon last week. That. It's a $155 item. I'm not joking. That was Amazon's price. That goes up and down depending on the day. The reason why is when I have to replace this, when you damage and lose it or something, that's the price we pay because we buy it on Amazon. That's expensive. And we buy it used. That's a used price. That's stupid. That's insane. Okay? All right. It's got 448 pages. If you ever watch Dead Poet Society, we don't rip out pages out of these books. We leave them in there. It's a good movie. You should watch it. 12 chapters. We will not cover all of them because sometimes we're outside the book. There's a lot of days we're outside the book. We're doing little things here and there. One of the things we do talk about that is definitely outside of this textbook is we talk about voting, like presidential elections or the elections coming up. We talk about the numbers that are involved, different types of voting. We talk about the numbers and the math that's involved in counting and doing that type of stuff. I know that seems weird, but we do talk about it. It's real life stuff that you have to deal with. So there's stuff times that we're going to be outside the book and we're going to be doing things like online and doing worksheets like that. Okay, expect to cover chapters 1 through 6 in some form. Okay, not all the sections, but some form. And then 7 through 12. What I would expect for you guys is about 4 to 5 sections, or chapters I should say, 4 to 5 chapters per semester, roughly. Now there's going to be sometimes there's going to be a little more than that. So about maybe 2 to 3 chapters per quarter, give or take. So that's about 2 to 3 chapter tests per quarter. And then we always have a semester test and whatnot. So you guys know the drill from my other classes. Okay, calculators. That's the type of calculator you want. Cheapy, $5, look at all those fancy buttons. Okay? These are the types of things you need. You don't need something crazy and expensive like this monstrosity. That's a TI-89 Platinum. It's $200. Stupid. Don't buy them. You don't need something like that. That's overkill for this class. In fact, I will not allow that calculator in this room. You're not even allowed to have it in college. The reason why that actually has a full keyboard, you can actually type the word solve, like literally S-O-L-V-E, and then type the math program and it'll actually solve it in front of you. Like it will do all the math in front of you.
That's why you're doing all these years.
Now, the reason why you can't use it in college is because of that fact. But get this, that's $200 and some, okay? You could buy a used iPad, download the Texas Instrument app, that's Texas Instrument, right? Download the app, it's free, and it can still do more than that thing can for cheaper money. And you have an iPad then. Think about that. So, I'm not telling you to buy an iPad, I'm just saying that's stupid. Why would somebody buy that thing? Okay? Now.
I got a question.
Yes. Question.
But would an iPad solve
Yes.
like that?
It would do it just like that. Stupid. I know.
So I mean, the iPhone would do it too?
Yes. We'll talk about that later, Fred. Don't be grinning at me. All right. Here's the thing. All right. Now, calculator, $10 at Walmart, Target. Cool. That's what you need. Look at all that. It's even solar powered. You don't even need batteries. And then this is the TI-84 Silver Plus Edition, whatever it is. It's got games on it. I know it's got this little block dude. It looks like Mario. Fine. It's stupid. Don't buy that. It's $100. That's stupid. Don't buy it. All right. You guys get the idea. Now, classroom expectations. There's a lot of you in here. What is that? 20? Roughly?
33.
23. Jeez. That's a lot. So, I expect it to be quiet, especially on days when we're doing something that's kind of intensive in math. Because, yeah, there's days. This math class can be challenging. It can be hard. Now, some of you are like, oh, it's consumer. It's going to be easy. Some days, No, because this is real life stuff that we have to learn, like real life stuff that I can't let you just skim by and not learn it. Okay, so I expect to be quiet. Now, don't get me wrong, there's conversations, I understand, but if it's distracting, you can't do it, and I'm gonna put an end to it. Now, respect your classmates. I don't care if you have a personal problem with somebody in here, if you don't like, fine, I understand, you're not gonna like everybody in the world. Not everything's rainbows and flowers, right? I understand. But don't bring drama into this room. Anybody, no one brings drama. Because what's the one reason we're in this room?
To learn.
To learn anything, math, something, right? We don't need like personal things. So I tell that to every class. So just keep it out. Because if you can respect your classmates, you don't have to like them. Just respect them enough. You leave them alone. Cool. You have no problem. Now, this one should be my number one. You got to take responsibility. We're going to learn stuff that you can actually use. Not, I mean, there's going to be some days that kind of silly stuff, but things you can actually use. I want you to take responsibility to actually learn it, and not just coast through and try to get a passing grade. Like, take responsibility. Because if you put effort, you'll actually learn something. And yes, it's okay to struggle. Struggle, you know, it's real, and it makes you better, right? Because a lot of people don't realize this, your brain is a muscle, and the more you work it by challenging yourself, the better it gets and the bigger it gets. So you can actually make your brain grow and get smarter. Okay, you don't label yourself as a non-math person. You guys are old enough, you know better than that anyone can learn anything. I'm not joking. Anybody can learn anything as long as you put effort into it. Okay, and work at it. Okay, and then challenge yourself. Yeah, challenge. If this class is always easy, I don't really teach you anything. I try to make it easy, don't get me wrong. I try to make math easy for you as much as possible. But if it's always easy, you might have already known it. That's not you're not learning anything. So just keep that in mind. Now, Mr. Hagg's points of view. Core values, you guys know the drill. Be here, be on time. It's fourth period, you should not be late for fourth period. Okay? Do right, do your best. Do right means you're in here for one reason. Fred, what's that reason again?
To learn.
To learn. I don't care what we're learning that. It could be a life lesson, it could be math, it could be something. You're here to learn. Just try your best. Okay, I know it can be boring, but that's the days you gotta really try. And then be yourself. I like the weird, quirky personalities that you guys have. You don't need to be sheep and robots. Be yourself in here. As long as you're, doing the other stuff. Okay? Alright. Now, classroom policies, disruptive behavior. Any type of disruptive. It could be foul language, it could be physical confrontations, it could be just non-compliance. You're out. Because I don't need that person giving me sass, because I have 180 kids that day, and I don't need 180 giving me sass. Right? So just disrupt behavior, keep it out. You're in here to have fun, learn something. Take pride in that. Right? Homework, expected to be done by the next class. Your homework will be down here. So anything I assign you guys, it could be anything. It could be like it could be research a car, or find carpet from Lowe's.com. Where we go pick something that we're going to use that next day in class. That needs to be completed on the due date. The due dates are always over there next to these tabs. Always put the due date. It's not an option. It's not a soft, it's tentative, he doesn't really care. It's due when you walk in. You walk in the door, you put it in my little basket. Boom, right here. This thing. Okay? It's due. Don't push me on that, okay? Nothing's worse than you coming in and like, I didn't do it. It's not an option. You have to do it. Otherwise you can go talk to the office why you don't want to do it, okay? So just keep that in mind. That's where your home did bottom. I posted online, I posted GMC, I posted, the videos, you can see everything, okay? But that's the homework policy. It's pretty straightforward. You're going to be assigned that textbook. That textbook is individually numbered. You cannot exchange it for somebody else's. So, and don't lose it. Don't keep it in somebody's car. Don't leave it at home. Don't put it in somebody else's locker. It doesn't make any sense to do that. Okay? You're assigned that textbook. You need to have it. Okay? All right. Let me restart the camera here in case it dies. Okay. I think those are pretty straightforward. Now, the next one on the list is always the one that people always have trouble with. Yes, you have a senior arrangement. I know you guys are old. Some of you are seniors. Some of you are juniors. You have a senior arrangement until I deem it appropriate that you don't have one anymore. Because at some point I will not give you one. But if it becomes a problem, you're going back to a senior trip. Okay? Because I think you guys are old enough you guys can pick what people you can sit next to stay responsible. Some people can't, but we'll deal with that when we get there. Okay, cell phones, iPods. I know I just dated myself on iPod, but they have to be in there. When you walk in, I expect all 23 of you to have that cell phone in there, up through 1 through 23. And yes, my phone's in there. If I'm gonna hold you to the fire, my phone's in there and I'm never gonna touch it. So, that's my phone. So, when you walk in, you put it in there, you go sit down. No challenges, no buts about it, okay? I'm not gonna hold you to the fire, I'm not gonna ask you if the phone's not sitting there. I'm not gonna be like, where's your phone? Because I'm just gonna assume you don't have it. It's somewhere, maybe you gotta take it away, maybe you left it in your locker, that's appropriate, it's fine, I'm not gonna hold you to it. But if I suddenly see it's glowing, or I hear a bing in the back of the room, or it starts buzzing, that phone's mine because you just lied to me. And it's not an option, and if I hear it bing, I'm gonna hold everyone responsible to empty out their pockets until I get that phone. Because where should it be when you walk in this room? There, no options. Like, well, Ward, you just told me I don't need to drink. No, you need to if you have it. It needs to be there, it's not my option. It's a school rule, okay? Now, those are disabilities and challenges. You guys know me. I have really bad hearing, I'm not joking. My hearing is god awful. That's why I talk so loud. It's really bad. You have to let me know if you have a personal challenge. Like you have something that a disability, like you have poor eyesight, you have poor hearing, you're dyslexic, you're colorblind. You have to let me know that stuff. Nothing's worse than finding 2 weeks later that you couldn't see anything from the back of the room. Like you're blind, you could not see that. I had somebody, not last year, 2 years ago, they were literally colorblind for the color red. Not joking, a real person. What?
Chase Munson.
Yeah, colorblind, color red.
You made fun of him the whole time.
He couldn't honestly see, like, I have red on that board, didn't even know there was a word sitting there. Like, couldn't even see it. That's huge. You have to let me know. Half the stuff I put on the board is in different colors. You would miss half the homework. Like, especially, look at the back. There's a red word back there. He wouldn't even see that sentence. He would just think it's, somebody erased something, there's just a faded mark back there. Like, I had that. You have to let me know. That's embarrassing at parent-teacher conferences, like, Johnny really can't see the board. It's John? You gotta tell me that, right? So, disability challenges. It can be anything. You don't need to do it in front of everybody, you can just tell me personally. Maybe you have a headache, migraine. I'll move you up, turn off the light, we do whatever we need to get you to be comfortable with that. Okay, but you gotta let me know and don't lie to me about this. I had somebody try to tell me last year that they're colorblind. They're not. They just thought it was funny. It's not funny. That's a serious thing. Okay, cheating, not tolerated. Ooh, sorry. I'm not blind. I can understand the world of technology and I can use Google. I know there's a website called Slater. I understand that. I'm not dumb. I understand there's those things, right? Slater's cool. It's a good website. Don't get me wrong. I know you're hearing that. I'm like, what did you say that? Yeah, because it's nice to check answers every now and then. To know that you're on the right path. I'm not an idiot. It's nice to be reassured of some stuff. Okay? But what I have a problem is somebody that's Team Xerox that goes on Slater, doesn't even open this thing ever. Like doesn't even know what page we're on, but goes on Slater and just copies down all the assignments. So it's like, here's how we do it, and they show all their work, right? I understand that. That's cheating to me. Not cheating is actually trying to do it and then checking to see, did I do it right? Is there a step that I missed? That type of thing. Okay? Because I know, like, you guys know me, I allow you to work in partners, to like group up and kind of work. If you want to work alone, you can work alone. But it's nice every now and then you can check stuff. That's nice. It's kind of a reassurer. Okay? But don't just be that person that copies. Because I can tell when somebody's on that website copying word for word, because I didn't teach the math that way, but you did it your own way for an entire assignment, and then we get to a test and you get a 30% of my test. You're not really trying. You're just going through the motions to get grades. Because I don't want you to worry about grading here, right? I know some of you are worried about GPA. That's maybe why you're in here. Like, I don't want to fail my GPA. I don't want to get a bad grade. You shouldn't have to worry about that. Grades don't matter. I know some of you are like, it matters to get in my college. It doesn't. What matters is, do you learn it? Are you actually learning something? Because that's why I don't want you to cheat. If you have questions, ask me, ask a neighbor, ask somebody how to do it, okay? Because that's why I post videos online. That's why I have a website. That's why I do everything I can, and that's why I have multiple mark boards in here that we can actually work on stuff and try to figure it out. And that's why, I'm not blind and I'm not going to put my head in the sand like an ostrich that Slater doesn't exist. And just don't feel like you need to cheat. If you're cheating, it's because you're worried about something that you shouldn't be, or you're deflecting that you don't want to learn something or try an effort to learn it. that you just want to take the easy road out. Okay, too much to handle, too bad to sack. You're in high school, you're almost out of here. You gotta take responsibility. Life's tough, wear a helmet, okay? Homework, test policies. You guys know the drill. You're gonna get about 2 to 3 assignments a week, sometimes. 10, 25 problems-ish, sometimes less, sometimes about 25. But for us, this class is different. You can expect that. We're in the book sometimes. There's sometimes that maybe all the assignment is just go online and research something. Come in with it on a piece of paper tomorrow. Because I want this to be practical. I want you to get something out of this that you can actually use in life at some point. Nothing's worse than going through classes and you have no idea what this is for. Okay? Because this class, you're almost done, right? This might be your last math class. I want you to at least learn something you can use for once. Or at least you feel like you got something out of it. Now, labor policies. You guys know the drill. You can always redo assignments. You can redo an assignment. You missed a couple on the assignment, redo it, make fixes on that assignment, turn it back in, I regrade it. But to do that, I have to hand it back to you, grade it, and then you turn it back in with fixes made. Then I recheck it, and yes, you can get up to 100%, because the one thing I don't want you worrying about in this class is your GPA and your grade. Even if you took pre-calc, I don't want you to worry about your grade. I want you to learn something. That's the whole point of being here. I don't want you to worry about stupid grades, they don't matter. Okay? Now, don't be that person that tries to abuse I can redo any assignment. I don't want that person coming in here with just their name on the paper and blank paper and going, Word, I turned it in. You didn't get any right. You didn't do them, so you don't get to redo them. Think about that. Test quizzes. You can always retake a test. Don't be afraid of that. Some people don't take advantage of that. You can retake any test you want one time, and I give you the better of the 2 scores. So it's a no-risk gamble. But the retake you're going to take, you have to spend a minimum of 10 minutes with me in the morning or after school or sometime. But you can review the problems you missed, and then we set up a time that you can retake. The test will be different. It'll have just different problems in the spots where those problems were originally. I'll just pick a different problem out of the book or whatever we did for that assignment. Okay? But I always pick homework problems, so I'm not going to make up new challenging ones. They're just a homework problem and put them on the test. So test, and you get the better of the 2 scores, so it's kind of no risk. Because I don't want you to worry about grades. I want you to learn something from me for once. Okay, don't worry about grades anymore. Okay, and expect at least 1 pop quiz. 1, okay? So, pop quizzes, you don't get to retake them. So, it's one of those things I want to know if you're paying attention. If you're not, you'll figure that out pretty quick. Okay? Grading policies, here's it is. 90s are A's, 80s are B's, 70s are C's, 60s are D's, and the F goes down to 1. Notice I don't have a 0. Zeros are incomplete. You have to do homework. Even if it's at midterm, I do the cutoff where you can't turn in late work anymore, you still have to redo it. You just don't get a score for it. And yes, I hold you to that. You have to do the assignment. You can't just choose the option, I'm not going to do it. You have to. You don't have the option. That's why I assigned it. You have to blame. Okay. Grade book, you guys know the drill. It's a 40-40-20 rule in here. So 40% of your semester grade is for 1, 40% is for 2. Your semester test is 20% of your overall grade. Yes, we do take semester tests in here. They're a challenge. I want to see if you can work hard and put some effort in. Grade book, there's 3 categories in grade book. Notice that your homework is most of your grade. If you don't do your homework, you will fail my class. I made it that way. That's what that percent is. Homework is where you learn most of your stuff. Not test. Test is just to test your ability whether you can do it on your own. Because I know, I'm practical, I understand, I'm not blind. I know when you work on homework, you work together, you work on with family, and you have other friends helping you out. I understand that, that's good. You're collaborating, that's part of social interactions. But I also need to hold you to the fire to see if you can do it by yourself for once. So that is important too, that you actually have memory. And then 5% is any participation. Participation will be on projects that we do in here, like little things. Are you actually actively giving the effort to try to learn something or come up with a topic like work? Challenge me, work. Can we talk about this tomorrow with this? Because maybe we're doing a topic about cars or trucks and you want to learn about taking a loan or you want to learn about something else that's involved with that. I'll do some research and we'll come in and we'll do that. Because I want you to get out of this class something that's important to you. Maybe you found a topic that you want to learn about. Maybe because a lot of people know how to buy a car and finance cars. Maybe you don't, but I'll show you that. But some people don't know that there are subscription models to cars. What I mean by that, it's this is a new thing now. That Volvo, you can spend money, you can rent cars for a month. And then
Just reach for my bag.
What?
6.
Okay, well, good to know. Okay, thanks for being class.
I got
Period 6, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Period 6.